For the issue is whether Shazwani entitled to claim the compensation for employment injury seen under the Employment Social Security 1961. Next, for the law that related to this case, Section 6, Subsection 1, Subsection B, ESSA 1969, the contribution that must be paid under this Act is related to the employee. That is, the employee must be under the contribution that must be paid by both the employer and the employee. The contribution that has been paid by the employer and the employee must be paid to the organization.
Next is in Section 6, Subsection 2. It refers to the party that has under this Act to get the contribution, namely, the contribution of the first category, which is the contribution in this category that needs to be paid must be paid by the employee himself, which is based on the invalidity of events that occur outside of working hours. Other than that, in Section 24, Subsection 1, ESSA 1969 refers to when an insured person has an accident during the period he or she is insured, but the accident may be outside and during the journey to work. Under Section 24, Subsection 1, Subsection C, the journey made by him is within the distance of the place where he goes for the rest period which has been allowed.
In the case of Section 24, Subsection 1, Subsection C, Ketua Pengarah Pertubuhan Keselamatan Sosial vs. Raja Parameswari Anak Perempuan Marimutu 2004 for CLJ 528, facts, a factory worker living in Gelugo, Penang will go to her daughter's house every weekend. Each Monday morning, she will leave her daughter's house and travel to the bus station where the company factory bus will pick her up to work. One day, while making the trip from her daughter's house to the bus station, she was involved in an accident. SOCSO rejected her claims for compensation and she appealed to the appealing board, which allowed her appeal. SOCSO then appealed the board decision to the High Court. I will pass to the next presenter, Ms. Zuzilaika.
Thank you, Natasha Rauda. We move to the help in this case, which is court examine the word residence and stay and decide that the former mean a place where one live or had one's home. The word connotes some permanency, whereas to stay somewhere is to suggest a temporary residence. Based on these definitions, the High Court decided that when the injured worker left her daughter's house, she was in fact traveling on a road between her place of stay and her place of work. That is to the bus station where she would be picked up by the factory bus. Thus, the court decided on the favor of the worker. That's all from me. We'll pass to the next presenter.
Based on Section 6 to ESSA 1969, Shazwani met with an accident and had caused her with few injuries during her time when she wants to visit her student. In that situation, she was not able to claim the employment injuries schema during the Employment Social Security 1961 because an accident that happened is not during her period time of her work. Based on Section 24 1 CE SSA 1969, Shazwani went to a cinema and watched a movie from 12:30 p.m. to 2:30 p.m. Then she left the mall and went to Kuala Lumpur Central for meeting, and she met with an accident. Based on the Shazwani situation, an accident that happened is not the distance of the place where she goes for the rest period, which has been allowed for her to visit her student during her working time. It cannot be related with the case of Ketua Pengarah Pertubuhan Keselamatan Sosial versus Raja Parameswari Anak Perempuan Marimutu in 2004. Because in that case, she was in fact traveling on a road between her place of stay of stay and her place of work to meet her daughter, while on Shazwani's situation, she is not travelling on a route between her place of stay and her place of work. In conclusion, Shazwani is not entitled to claim compensation of employment injury schema during Employment Social Security in 1961.